Good day everyone, I am Lejeline V. Orsal and I am here today to discuss to you the pre-colonial science and technology. So let's start. So there is a little reliable written information about Philippine culture, Philippine society culture and technology. So before the arrival of Spaniards in 1521. So according to that source, there were numerous, scattered, thriving, relatively self-sufficient and autonomous communities long before the arrival of Spaniards. Now, the early Filipinos had attained a simple level of technological development. The early Filipinos had attained a simple level of technology. It means that was a technology that subsequently used or sustainably used for their needs at that period of time. Now, archaeological findings indicate that Homo sapiens, modern men that was called Homo sapiens, from the Asian mainland, first came over land and across channels to live in Palawan and Batangas. So, Homo sapiens live in Palawan and Batangas. Now, around 50,000 years ago, for about 40,000 years, they created a tool that is from a stones, and then eventually they created a techniques for sewing, drilling, and polishing hard stones. So those Homo sapiens was part of the age stones. So age stones inhabitants subsequently form a sentimentals in Philippine islands such as Sulu, Zamboanga and Davao, Negros, Samar, Batangas, Laguna, Rizal, Bulacan, and the Cagayan region. So, if we say sentimentals, means mga pamayanan. About 3000 BC, if we say BC, before Christ. So, people in 3000 BC, they were start producing ornaments of seashells and pottery of various designs. So, they are creating a pottery. The manufacture of pottery subsequently became well developed and flourished for about 2,000 years until it came into competition with imported Chinese porcelain. So if we say adze, means a tool or similar to an axe. It's used for cutting or shaping the large pieces of wood. Now, the early Filipinos learned to make metal tools, implements, copper, gold, bronze, later iron. So that early Filipinos was part of the Iron Age because they were creating a metal tools using iron. So the Iron Age is considered to have lasted from the 2nd or 3rd century BC to the 10th century AD. So if we say AD naman, it was American democracy. So, to the 10th century American democracy, exhibitions of Philippine graves and work sites have yielded iron slugs. So, this suggested the Filipinos during this period engaged in the actual extraction of iron from ore. So, if we say ore, it was mineral. So, actual extraction means actual na pagkuha ng iron mula sa mineral. No, but it appears that the iron industry, like the manufacture of pottery, did not survive the competition with imported cast iron from Sarawak and much later from China. So it means did not survive. They are lost from the competition. Hindi ho sila nanalo. By the 1st century AD, Filipinos were weaving cotton, smelting iron, making pottery and glass ornaments, and also Filipino and American democracy engaged in agriculture. Now, lowland rice was cultivated in dike fields, and in the interior mountain region, as in the Cordillera, in terrace field, which utilized spring water. Filipinos has also learned to build boats for the coastal trade. By the 10th century AD, period had become a highly developed technology. In fact, early Spanish chronicles took note of the refined plank-built warship called Caracoa. These boats were well suited for inter-island trades. The Spaniards later utilized Filipino expertise in boat building and seamanship to fight against the Dutch, Portuguese, Muslims, and the Chinese pirate Limhang, as well as to build and man two galleons that sailed to Mexico. By the 10th century AD, the inhabitants of Butuan were trading with Champa, or we call it Vietnam, those of Mai, Mindoro with China. So, trading means pangangalakal. Archaeological findings in various parts of archipelago where Chinese porcelains made during this period support this contention. We can literally read here the various contentions here. And here are the trading activities of people in Mayi, Mindoro, and Sanhu. So the rulers of Manila and Brunei became strengthened by marriage. So some countries of here is the some countries that their cultural and technological that influenced the Philippines. So the Spaniards colonized Philippines 1565. The Battle of Spaniards and Filipino contain a lot of damage and history in our country. And here are some Spanish colonized notes. That's all, and thank you.